Welcome to the Second Briefing Podcast with Scott and Tom. We're recording from the Gunslinger Clubhouse in beautiful downtown Hillsboro.
Hey everybody, I'm Scott, and I spent 23 years on patrol at a local sheriff's office.
Hey, and I'm Tom. I spent 26 years at that same sheriff's office working with Scott.
In this podcast, we're going to be speaking with former and retired police officers about their life after police work and how they've been dealing with civilian life.
Hey, and maybe we'll have a little fun along the way. Boom, hashtag.
Okay, everybody, let's get to the podcast. Hey everybody, we have our first sponsor of the Second Briefing Podcast. Tall Fur Coffee was started by a retired police officer. Tall Fur roasts and packages their own coffee and has several blends such as Guatemalan and Sumatran. There is even cold brew if you prefer. It gets Tom and I ready for our day. I was not a coffee stop before, but now I am, and Tall Fur is the best.
Right now you go to tallfurcoffee.com and enter the code Second Briefing for 15% off your order. That's the number 2 with an ND briefing for 15% off your order. Thanks for Tall Fur Coffee for all your support.
Order yours today and support first responders.
All right, welcome back. Hey, Second Briefing. Here we are again. You know us, you love us. We're here. It's Tommy Buckmaster. The 3 big words, Tommy Buckmaster, and my lovely partner.
Hey, one word, Scott. How's it
Scott.
going, everybody?
Hey.
Hey, we're going to start out with, you know what? Our other favorite word, Gerba.
Gerba.
The top 5.
With a silent J.
and a well,
With a
partially
G.
silent Q.
Yeah.
These are the top 5 nicknames for Mr. Gerba.
Mr. Gerba.
Number 5, the Little Russian.
And number 4, Boat Boy.
The number 3, the Gerbinator.
And number 2, you know, the favorite, Gerbs.
And the number 1 nickname for Gerba is the Sheriff of Shiloham.
Hashtag kill Gerba.
We're going to kill Gerba today.
Yeah.
He's probably on his boat at Lake Billy, I think.
Yeah, Billy.
He didn't text me like
Or he might
500
be at
times
Hag
about
Lake,
that.
right? He's a fill-in.
No, he's at Lake Billy.
Oh, Lake Billy. Oh, yeah,
with
that's right.
with his new Dodge Ram.
He's,
Because
yeah. He ran tough. He
Thank
sent
you.
me a photo. We should, you know what? We might put it on this episode. We might have our
engineer,
Robbie the engineer do a little paste and photo in here. Throw it on there. The Ram, the new truck and boat.
That's right.
Yeah.
So without further ado, we'd like to welcome
Further ado,
our guest,
our lovely
Leanne.
guest, Leanne.
Welcome, Leanne.
Hello.
How you doing?
Excellent. How are
Yeah.
you?
We're great.
Good.
Thanks for coming.
How are you?
I am lovely.
Yeah.
Little toasty today, but it's
Yeah,
all
it's a little
good.
warm out there.
It's supposed to
Yeah.
be almost 100 today.
Yeah, and we're in a concrete building with no AC, but we got fans
No
going.
big deal.
Oh, you gotta love a fan.
No big whoop. No big
Yeah.
whoop.
So Leanne worked with us for how many years?
Just under 10.
Okay,
Just under 10.
that's
Yeah.
right. At the same exact sheriff's office.
The same exact sheriff's office.
Um,
See the trend.
so Leanne was also recently on another podcast. Shout out to Brian and Mitch.
His name's Mitch, but I call him Bananas.
That's right. Thank you for
Bananas. Hashtag
that.
bananas.
At the Shielded
It's
Voice.
a long It's a long story.
Please check out episodes 28, 29, and 30. Yes, I did my research.
Oh yeah.
And I also talked to Brian about it for more information about her career and maybe a little bit of some frustration she had at the office. But today we're going to talk about her positive experiences. So tell us.
A lot of positive experience with me because we worked
yeah,
day shift a
because-
long time together.
Yes.
That's
too.
right.
Yes.
She
It's
had-
all about
yeah.
you, actually.
It always is. I don't know why.
It's the hat.
It's always about me.
Oh, wow.
You know, what do you call it? You do that shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
see, I can't
Oh.
do that, right?
Is that a TikTok thing or?
That's everything thing.
That's
It's an everything thing.
So tell us how you got involved in law enforcement and then how long you were there.
So that story is actually kind of funny because I was working at 24 Hour Fitness as a personal trainer.
Mhm.
I had been there for just under, well, I was just stepping into the 5-year mark. And about that time, they changed their comp plan for, I don't know, the 5th or 6th time. And I pulled back and I started looking at it. I'm like, I'm making the same as when I started, yet I have more certifications. I've been here longer. Who's going to take care of me?
hmm
And I had experienced some frustrations with the boyfriend that I was with at that time.
No.
So I knew things were kind of going downhill.
Is this the same one that you talked about?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. I see. These are the
Yes.
things I remember because I did listen to all of
Yes.
them. Okay.
Again, go to the other podcast for that
Yeah.
story. But what I did was I talked to my dad, who worked with the city of Hillsborough for 32 years.
That's a long career.
Yes,
Mhm.
retired as a sergeant.
Mhm.
And I said, hey, can you hook me up with a couple friends? I want to go for a ride along with the city of Hillsborough, and I want to go for a ride along with Washington County. Of course, keep in mind, this is the same girl that said, I'm never going to date a cop, I'm never going to marry a cop, and I'm never going to be a cop.
Mhm.
So already we're striking out on one
Aha.
very fast.
Yeah.
And I go for a ride along in the city with a wonderful lady, Deb C.
Hillsborough.
Hillsborough.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep, Deb C. And she was absolutely wonderful. I give her mad respect. But the biggest problem was when you passed Main and Second for the 8th time in less than an hour.
Yeah.
I literally was so conflicted and just, I couldn't do it anymore. And I looked at her, I go, we've passed this corner like 8 times. And she goes, yep, get used to it. And I go, no,
Need
I
your
can't,
motion
I
sickness
can't
pill.
do this.
Same,
I'm
same,
done.
same thing
Circle
over and over
over.
and over again.
So then I go for a ride along with Kelly M.
Oh, rest her soul. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And we go to this one call out way in the middle of the West End, and
I
it was
imagine
like
that was a really fun-
trespassers at like 2:00 in the morning.
Oh,
And we go up the road, and there's no lights. I mean, the road went from pave to gravel to dirt to more narrow, past a stump, no road sign.
Yeah.
And we look up, and you can see about 6 different little fires going, warming fires. And she looks at me and she goes, yeah, we're not going to go here right now, and everybody's busy on that crash, and everybody's busy on this other Dewey thing. Yeah, we're not going to touch this right now.
yeah.
And I go, is this how you do things? And she goes, yeah, because our cover is about 45 minutes the other direction. So we backed away,
Nice.
and she backs all the way down because you can't turn around anywhere.
Yeah.
And I looked at her and I go, this is freaking awesome. I could do this.
That wasn't a Crown Vic, I imagine, right?
It was,
Okay, yeah.
yes.
That's why they work at the West End.
The
Also.
car
Yeah.
of all cars. But I went home that night and filled out my application online right away. There was no
Nice.
questions asked right then and there.
For county.
For county.
Yep.
Yep. And pretty much the doors just opened. It was really, really nice. The doors just opened and kind of let me through. I remember my oral panel, and it was Earl
Oh.
M. and
Errol?
Errol. Yes.
See, there's, okay, can I say
And-
something real quick?
Yeah,
So there's the,
yeah.
do we remember Ryan H?
Yes.
Okay. He used to call him Earl. And it was funny because it's Errol,
Yeah, it's Errol.
right?
Errol. Okay.
And yeah, anyway, there's a funny story there, and I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Because they do the voice and everything.
So it was him, Joe Y,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Robert R.
Because Joe is at another agency now.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Wh-
these
who was
three,
the last one?
a Robert R.
Oh,
On-
Elock.
Robert R.
Oh, that one. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
This is my oral panel.
Because
And-
there's 2 Rob R's
Yeah.
in my head.
Oh.
That's why. And I know who you mean, but yeah.
Anyways, I had been told just prior to if Errol is
I like
on
that you called him Earl, though.
is on the board, if your goal is to get him to smile.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And so I'm sitting here, and I had like little packets that I made about me, and I passed them out, and I introduce myself, and I do the whole 9 yards. I've got a 3-piece suit on. I'm looking real shabby. And at the very end, he looks up, and I shake their hands, and I say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And he goes, you did really good. And he smiles and winks at me. I'm like, yes, I'm in. So I move on to the next portion, and I go to let said boyfriend know I'm moving on to the next portion, and like I'm pretty close to
Yeah.
being hired at this point. And he goes, "Oh, okay. Well, I want to let you know that I'm breaking up with you." And I was like, "Alrighty then." So that was kind of a really good thing in that sense because it broke me free from everything and then it gave me that focus that I needed. So at that point, I was almost hired. I got hired not too long after that. And day one was like, I'm here for me. Nobody else.
Nothing set you back.
No,
Yeah.
no,
No
nothing set me back.
distractions. No, that
No,
good, no,
no.
Yeah, that's probably, and
Yeah.
it probably ended up being for the best anyway,
Yeah.
right?
It absolutely
Yeah.
did. It might have been because he was a convicted felon, but
yeah.
the things that we learn later in life that we look
Yeah.
back on and go, yeah, all right. There was that thing in my life, and we'll just leave that there.
Yeah. Good
Learn
luck
and
to
move
you.
forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh. Man.
Bad
So
boy.
then you went through the FTEP, got through the FTEP.
Yes.
Yes. With all kinds of fun.
With the hair on my chinny chin chin, just barely.
But you made it.
I made it.
Yep. So there you go. I know you had some frustrations. I remember listening to the other podcast, but I think we
Yeah.
all had frustrations, right? I mean, I know you might have had more than some based on what I heard,
Yeah.
but you persevered, you got through it, which is a good thing.
Just made you stronger,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally became almost, I don't want to say bitter,
Mhm.
but it was one of those things where it's like, oh, well, now I'm going to survive just to be a thorn in people's
Yeah.
butt. That was
Right.
kind of my motivation
Yeah.
at that point. But the funny thing was, I remember this, and this is just a funny little side note.
Mhm.
I was in the last phase before checkout, and I was with Adam R.
Oh yeah.
Who was
the littlest
sup-
corporal that could.
I
I have said that to his
that
face.
was loud.
I have said that to his
Sorry,
face.
I blew your
Don't
ears
worry.
out, people. That was loud as
But-
fuck.
He was so funny though, but he was closet funny, and you had to understand his
Oh, yeah.
sense of
Yeah, he was
humor
pretty
to
dry,
get it.
yeah.
He was very dry.
But as a coach, super intense.
Yeah.
So I
When he
and-
wasn't sleeping.
right.
Hey, that's not
I
very
was-
Did I say
nice.
that out loud? I'm sorry, Adam.
Adam, I'm sorry. My partner said you sleep a lot when you were a coach at night.
We work so much. Ridiculous.
The funniest thing was, and I remember this, we showed up on that call with you with the MIP party.
Oh, up in Bethany?
Yes.
Oh, with your at that time, were you? No,
No.
okay.
So here's the funny thing. Let me back up.
Because that was graveyard.
I went on a ride along with Kelly. I went on another ride along with Eric. I think
Okay.
2 or 3 ride alongs later.
Mhm.
I went on so many ride alongs, I was told I couldn't go anymore. So then I go on this ride along with Eric just to basically get some idea of what the oral panel board is going to be like for me. Okay.
Right. Mhm.
So I'm like, well, if I'm going to go on a graveyard ride, like I'm going for a reason because
Right.
I'm not just going to go to ride along on graveyard because I'll
Yeah.
fall asleep
Yeah.
in the middle of it. But I had a motive. So, give me some answers so that I know what I need to say.
Yeah.
So fast forward, he did send me an email at one point congratulating me on making it through academy, and then congratulations on making it through, this portion of FTEP. And so here I am with Adam, and we're up at that call,
Oh my God.
and I see him, and I'm like, okay, I know you're kind of a silent cheerleader, and I know you might be after me, and I don't really know like how to read you at this point, but I'm going to stay way over here. And I think I had kind of glommed onto you
That's
because
kinda
you
ringing
were
a bell, yeah.
teaching people how to write the citations.
Oh, the MIP ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was so
I could have had a reserve with me too, potentially.
you had somebody with you. I don't know if it was reserve or a recruit.
Yeah. Could
It might have
either.
been a recruit because
Yeah.
we had the big class.
Yeah.
We had like 25 total with jail and patrol. And I think
Oh my
there was
goodness, so
10,
many people.
9 or 10 with patrol alone.
Yeah.
It was a big
huge
class.
class. And
Yes.
that was also a huge MIP party.
That was huge.
They let you in? I never understood that.
Well,
Don't open the door in my
Yeah,
piece.
so
Don't open the door in my
it was
piece.
north of Springville Road, and it was the new development.
Yeah.
And it
And that
was-
was like one house by itself.
Yeah, it was one of the houses. It was one of the few houses up there that was one of the new houses. There was like a cluster of houses in that little area, and then there was none, right? And I remember Eric because at some point we just decided because it was me, him, and then Jim, the
Yes.
other corporal.
Yes.
We basically were, as funny as that may sound, kind of running graveyard
Mm-hmm.
because the three of us were the only corporals on that shift at the time. And I think Mary Ann was the sergeant because she had just come down from detective.
Oh yeah.
Oh
And
my
she kind
gosh,
of
yes.
No.
she trusted us, and
Yeah, well, she.
well, and she
There's story about her offline.
well,
I can
but
tell you.
yeah, that's fine. We actually got along
That was
with
a
her
motor
fine.
zen.
And she, we always told her what we were doing, and she, if she didn't like it, she would tell us, but that was pretty rare. And we just told her what we were doing, and we got a report, multiple reports, and there must have been, I would say, at least
Wasn't-
100 kids,
Oh,
at
never mind.
least.
Yeah,
At
I think it
least.
was like
Some
150 or
scattered
something
before as
crazy.
we
Yeah.
got there, but
It was huge.
we ended up having what do you call it, like an assembly line. One person was running people, one person was getting
Yeah.
parents' names and phone numbers. Then we had like 2 or 3 people writing citations. Okay, go to person A, B, and C,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
And then people were getting ruly, and then I think I yelled at some people, and I think Eric just kind of went, oh, because I started yelling at some kids, and
But you were hysterical because you were the
He
reason
wasn't
I actually
hysterical
smiled
funny,
for the
or he was
first
just out of
time.
control?
well, it was just funny looking.
No, he was
Yeah.
just
He's out of control.
you were having a good time,
Oh,
and you were
yeah.
having fun with the position that you got to have there as
Yeah, it was fun
in
at the
your
time.
role.
That was when it was
Picking
fun.
on little kids.
And it
That's
was
right.
so fun because it was the first time I got
I
to
would have been making
smile
fun of you.
and
Let
laugh
these
in
kids go.
FTEP.
Just trying
Yeah.
to party.
And I remember leaving, and I get in the car, and Adam looks at me and he goes, "You act like you had some fun." I go, "I might have." So there.
Oh no,
It was great.
Maybe he had some fun.
that was a fun call.
That was a
Just
way
let 'em
fun
go.
call.
Just kids
Yeah.
trying to have a party.
So
I was there once
But
having a party.
the adult citizens of Washington County called us, so we were there to serve them.
Oh yeah.
oh,
Whatever.
No call too small.
right.
Mhm.
Is that why I got left helping the lady whose 2-year-old locked herself in the bedroom with the Oreo cookies?
Yeah.
No joke.
Yeah.
That was like my first call in Aloha on my own.
Aloha.
I'm like, why am I handling this?
That's where dreams go to die.
Hmm.
Aloha.
That's their
Hmm.
slogan, you know
Yeah.
that, right?
Aloha. Where dreams go to die.
Aloha. Sorry, was that too loud, Robbie? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
probably.
Hashtag.
Robbie's looking. He's thumbs up.
Hashtag kill Gerba.
Mm-hmm. Hashtag thumbs up, Robbie.
Yeah.
See? Sorry, go ahead.
No. I think that was the best call I ever had. Like literally one of the most fun calls.
was a fun
Everybody was having fun.
Mhm.
We knew what was happening. We had control of the situation. Everybody had a role. And it was great because what it did was the recruits got to act a little bit on their own away from their coaches.
Yeah,
Their coaches had to be, kind of playing 2 roles at once.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it was so fun because everybody helped everybody.
Mm.
That was a really good call.
Yeah.
That was probably one of my favorites.
One of the best. Well, not the that was the best MIP call too, but one of the funniest ones I went to was a small one, another one up in Bethany, just south of West Union on Bethany. There was a house, and again, another person, God rest their soul, Toby.
Mm.
Mm.
He had gone on the call with us, and it was me and a couple other people. We'd gone into the house. We got permission from I think the owner's kid. They go, yeah, come on in. And there's people. So we caught some people ran. There's a couple of the girls running, and we kind of followed them out the back to try to get them. And they were trying to hop over. Like a guy had tried to hop over the fence, and he gets up over the fence, and all you hear is Toby, "Where the fuck you think you're going?" And I can hear him saying it, and I can just see him looking up at the kid,
Yeah.
He was just so funny.
Yeah. Toby's a good guy. He was
Anyway.
a great guy.
That just spurred my memory for some reason.
I always remember when I was pretty fresh on my own, and I was still out of East at that time, and I pulled this car over for expired tags, but I'm talking like 6 years expired, and it's, I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock at night, and he pulls over, and it's across from 26 in, a housing development, not housing. I think it's apartments or townhomes. But anyways, he turns off the side street and he starts going down. And I'm like, he's slowly driving. And I'm just like, he's going to run. He's going to run. Fucker's going to run. I
Yeah.
know
He's
it.
looking for a spot.
And I
Yeah.
hadn't had anything like that. So it was a really good experience. Fucker runs, passenger stays in the car, and I draw my gun. I do everything I'm supposed to. I stay at my car. I get on the radio. I call for cover. And Brian M gets there and he goes, I did not realize you actually needed help. You sounded like you were asleep on the radio. You were so calm. And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, you sounded like you were asleep. And so he's the one who actually called for the dog and everything else because apparently I was way too calm.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Just like primary, right?
Yeah.
I was just like, I had the driver run. I need a cover unit. I have a passenger. No big deal.
They want a
Whatever.
gunpoint. Come on over.
Like Therese would say, whatever.
Whatever.
Whatever. Whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Any other funny or memorable stories you had during your time at the office?
I think one of the better stories too was when I left and went over to West.
Mhm.
And I'm pretty I was doing day shift at that time. And I want to say it was Greg B. and I went out to go handle a rave way out in the middle of Timbuktu.
Oh, now I know you're talking.
Yeah. And so I loved working with Greg and I loved working with Todd H because they were so calm and mellow with how they handled
Yeah,
things.
senior guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
They're
and
the earlier us.
Yeah, the early years. Yeah.
there was no uptightness. You could just be with them and everybody was calm and things were mellow and things were handled in what I considered to be more of a common sense way.
Yeah. Old school police work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
old school police work, exactly. And I probably resonated with it a little bit more just because of my dad and so many stories shared throughout the years and the people I grew up with. So we go up to this rave and it's really my first time seeing people that tripped out. And I mean, we're looking at people and somebody's staring at their hand and they're like, whoa.
And they all had binkies in their mouth.
And yeah, somebody had a binky.
Of course, yeah.
Somebody else was just passed out in the middle of the freaking ground, 2 feet from the fire, the warming pit. And I was like, yeah, let's maybe pull them a little bit further away because sparks are kind of flying. And we
Yeah.
really don't need to have a fire, somebody catch on fire
Burn their hair
here.
off.
No big deal.
Bro, I can see sounds.
But it was so funny.
I'm sure, yeah.
We were cracking up all day about that because the sound was echoing. It was down in a valley, but it was echoing up through the ravine. So the houses all above were hearing it and calling it in all night long. Well, poor night shift didn't even get a chance to handle it because they had like 3 Dewey crashes that night or something crazy. So
It was a graveyard. They don't do much anyways.
Oh,
Right.
ouch.
right.
That's
I never
terrible.
worked graveyard, so I like to pick on them.
That's horrible. You never worked graveyard.
Just a couple weeks on FTAB, but that's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I only did early graves. I didn't get to do night
I
graves.
didn't do any
like
graves,
late
really.
graves.
Oh, I had to do lay graves a couple times.
I had to with Adam R, but that was it.
I got lucky.
Yes, you did. Lay
And
graves was a
in a
word.
lot of ways, I wished I would have because you had Steve S. as the sergeant, and he was
Yeah.
a 10.
Dude, he tried
Yeah.
to get me to go to graveyard so hard every year. Every year. Come on.
I
No.
never understood the later on. Never understood the desire. Just like with Mark S. Now, it's like constantly on graveyard.
Yeah,
Why?
I know.
Stop it.
Come to the light,
I like-
my friends.
I like my sleep.
I do too.
And he's always
I
looking
do
tired.
too. But that's the
They
other
don't like
thing.
traffic. That's
My
the problem.
husband was working there, and so we always tried really hard to work opposite shifts
Oh,
so that we weren't crossing over. Because
right.
if something happened, I never wanted to hear that voice.
Mhm.
I never wanted to hear him say code 3 cover.
Yeah.
Like I'm fighting or whatever. And you never, for me, I just considered the liability. What if I have to go cover him or what if he has to come cover me? I didn't want the emotions involved.
You know, and I never experienced that and you could probably answer this, but thinking of that, there have been other couples obviously that worked at the office, and there's one in particular that now doesn't work there anymore, but um, there have been some where the sergeants will even allow them to work the same district,
Yeah,
which I think is kind of weird.
I do too.
I can understand the same shift, maybe. Even then, I mean, that would be a person because you can't. I don't think you could make them as a union thing. I don't think you could make them. Well, you can't work that shift because
Yeah.
your husband. Now, maybe you can say you'd
That's
have
all
to work.
seniority.
Didn't they even say you couldn't work the same office at one time? I think there was that.
I
But
don't know if I've ever
I don't
heard
even
that.
think you could do that either. I mean, but
Because it's all seniority based.
yeah, because if you both could bid out of one office or the other, you should be able to do that. But the same district, to me, that seems a little much, right? Like you'd have to
Agreed.
cover each
Agreed.
other.
And there was one particular night. I think he was on a fatal crash with cart,
Mm-hmm.
and I had come on, and I ended up dealing with another crash, and I needed some cover units because it was a pretty big crash
Mm-hmm.
out on 47. And I just remember him later when I got home. He told me, hearing your voice on the radio, like it caused me to kind of perk up and listen more
Mm-hmm.
and be more attentive to that because he knows that voice.
Yeah,
And
Sure.
I never wanted him to go through that emotional trauma of hearing me call for something that could have been major. And I never wanted to go through it myself. So we always worked really hard to work separate
Yeah.
Yeah.
and be separate entities. I never wanted to be caught having code with him or anything like that. So
Well, to me, it's bad enough when you hear a shift mate because after a while you get to know your shift mates, what they
Yeah.
sound like and what
Yeah.
their
Oh, yeah.
stress voice sounds like.
yeah,
Let alone, I mean, we all. I mean, I pretty much liked everybody at the sheriff's office for the most part, right? Like the line people I worked with. I mean, we all have people that frustrate us, right? We all had that, but for the most part, the people that worked the road, I didn't have any issues with, and that you're running around with. Like I would know when like Gerba was screaming like a girl, like I knew, or he would know if I sounded weird, let alone you hear that, especially if it's your really good friend at the office, because we all have people that are better friends than others.
Right,
We can all admit
right.
that, right? But and then you, let alone whether it's your girlfriend or your wife or your
Yeah,
husband
yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's just like, oh wow, because I mean, like I hear Tom screaming like a little girl, which he does.
I
right?
know. Sorry.
That would bother me.
I
let
hear him all the
alone-
time.
I
let
do
alone
scream
if
a
it was
lot
my
sometimes.
wife.
You should have heard my first
Right.
pursuit. There's a tape out there somewhere.
I heard
Oh,
him a couple
that's
times when
pretty
I
bad.
was working a lower
Yeah.
with him.
You sound a
Yeah.
little
Loa.
bit-
My
sound a
dreams
little
died
bit
there
He
like-
too.
could, especially when a fraud call came out.
Holy shit.
a little bit like Mickey Mouse
Yeah.
or the
Holy shit.
Party in the USA Miley Cyrus version.
Yeah, he really
Sorry.
has
What was that?
octaves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only the
High
dogs
pitch.
heard that.
People call me high pitch sometimes.
Didn't get the memo, did you?
No, I did not. Hello.
Stuff
Did
so
you do
far.
anything? Were you on any special teams or anything like
Yeah.
that? We didn't get hit that at all.
Yeah, we didn't.
Okay,
Good
so I actually had started when MHRT really wasn't formed.
Mhm.
So I had my cousin who was in the Navy had committed suicide about 3 or 4 years into my career, and that hit me pretty hard because we were really, really, really tight.
Mhm.
And so that really prompted some passion for me to want to help these veterans. And that's when I started working with Brandon T to work on the veterans docket. And then I got recruited into the beginnings of MHRT. And
Cool. I did not know that.
because I was on day shift, they never wanted to put a clinician on day shift because those calls weren't really popular on day shift.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
They didn't really happen as
it
much.
actually worked out for the better because I really wasn't into having people into my car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that
Um,
feeling about that too.
So I got to be a part of the beginnings and helping the formulation of that. And then I just kind of disappeared out of there. So
Did the old Irish goodbye.
yeah. And then I was also working with the animal multidisciplinary team for a period of time. We had formulated that with the DA's office, animal services, and a couple outreach programs to try and bridge the gaps because there was a lot of animal calls coming in that were really high level, like animal abuse.
Yeah.
Did you handle the one with rollies with the gal in the horse? You know what I'm talking about?
that the sexual one?
Do you remember that one?
No, but I
is
have
it
a
the one
funny
I'm talking
story
about?
about that.
The sex
Are you
one?
talking about the
Yes.
one off of
I
out
don't.
in the West
Well,
End with
it was probably
Heel
West End, but I
off
don't know how
Heel?
Jerry got a hold of it for some reason.
Yeah,
But it
that
was
was
almost like a tauntaun thing in Star Wars where Luke got in and got
yeah,
wrong,
yeah.
but she did it as a sexual thing.
She killed it and
She,
got in it?
Yes, the horse,
not the he.
the female got in the horse, inside the horse.
Oh no. Okay,
Yeah,
no, no,
okay.
no,
Sorry to be gross,
no.
listeners, but this is actually a true story. This is why some of us have PTSD. Um,
No, but funny thing,
Yeah.
the other horse case that was big out in the West End with Tony Hall, the suspect.
oh, I remember that name. Okay.
Yeah. Who got caught not once, not twice, but multiple times
hmm
doing whatever to the horse. Use
I
your imagination there.
That was in the past along multiple times.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
That may be what
Well,
I'm talking about.
so two things. My poor dad was working court security then and had to take him to court one time. And he was laughing so hard because over the speaker, the guys were doing horse noises and stuff like that over
Aw.
their
Yeah,
radios.
the deputies?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
yes.
No.
Working court security. Yeah. It was so
A lot of
funny.
neighing.
So I end up taking a call for like theft of gas out in the West End.
Mhm.
And I go out there and I'm like, oh, it's Richard Hall. And I don't know anything at this point. I've never met this guy. I look up his priors. I mean, the guy is like longest rap sheet. It's all theft. Everything is theft. I'm like, okay, well, it's probably him. You know, he's in this video. His mugshot, matches everything. We're good to go. I end up finding him, and he's hanging out at Tony H's old place,
Mhm.
which I use that really loosely because it's more like cardboard and stuff, kind of held together. Maybe by some rats. I'm not sure.
Like an old refrigerator box, huh?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Just
It's a nice summer home.
luxury
Little summer home.
out in the West End.
With a couple pallets for a deck on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd you know?
Well, just a lucky guess.
Yeah.
So I end up hooking him up and we're on our way to the jail and I stopped and got him a cheeseburger and he goes, "Hey, they're not going to book me with my brother, are they? Like I'm not going to be lodged with my brother." And I go, who's your brother?" And he goes, "Tony." He goes, "Because I am not a horse fucker. I am not." And I'm like, okay,
Shit.
okay.
Well, God bless you, sir.
Thanks for telling me that.
Yeah.
So we go on our way to the Sallyport and I get in there with him and I put him down and I go over to the booking deputy and I go, "We are not to book him with his brother because he's not like his brother." Okay. And he looks at me and he doesn't know what I'm talking about. I
Yeah.
go, "Tony H, the horse." And I'm looking at him and I'm kind of nudging him like, "Finish the rest."
The guy likes
And
to
he's
party
like,
with horses?
"Oh,
Yeah.
got it."
The horse partier?
So no joke. I think I ended up arresting him about 7 to 10 times after that. And every single time, if I got him a cheeseburger and I told him I wouldn't lodge him with his brother, we were fine.
Yeah.
He loved me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Nice.
gosh.
Did he live with his brother, though?
Yes.
He lived with him, but I don't
He
think
I know.
lived in the house if his brother wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
House.
The so-called house.
But he
Yeah.
didn't want to be associated with a horse fucker.
No.
Well, who does, really, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I mean,
wanna
who
be.
really does?
He got out and did it again.
Well, I don't think
So weird.
you stop, do you?
Yeah.
I don't think you really stop.
Yeah.
There's not a therapist out there for that, is there?
You know, it feels like after we leave, we're unplugged from the Matrix because all that weird shit happens in there, and then you leave.
Yeah.
It's like the guy eating the steak. I don't want to remember a fucking thing, right? And he's eating the steak, and he's telling Agent Smith,
Yeah.
right? That's how it is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
see,
Where's
I
the
get
pill?
nightly stories.
Can I get the pill?
No, that's a good one though because it's like
Yeah.
it's funny, but yet like that tells
it can't
you
be
everything.
true.
But it is true.
I know it is
That's
true,
what-
but
that's
people are
what
going
I
to
think is
say,
so sad.
people are going to say,
That's-
that's not true.
But that's what I loved working the West End for was those weird screwed up cases where you're
Yes.
like, this can't be real. But then you're there and you're like, this is real,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, yeah.
and you're dealing with it. Remember, were you on the call? I think it was on Linda Lane with the lady who killed the other lady and took the babies.
Oh yeah, I mean,
No, yeah,
oh,
yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
put her in the put her in the base, or what do you call it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that was on True.
That I was on that call
that
too.
was on a podcast,
Oh, that
another
was horrible.
podcast, a True Detective podcast too.
The one that Yeardley Smith that does that's
yeah,
was
yeah.
it Brad or Robert R that you talked about earlier was the one
Yep.
that talked about it.
They were on it.
That was actually a really good one.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Because I knew some of it, but knowing some more details and how it was told.
Well, that call was the one that made me want to work up in major crimes. I'm like, this is so screwed up. I want to see more of this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you just wanted to.
You wanna
It just was
solve
so
stuff.
fascinating.
Yeah.
But that stuff doesn't happen like it does in big cities.
No.
You know,
No,
Not out
no.
here.
because you grow up, thinking about when you want to be a cop. That would be because you see all the cop shows and they're all detective shows from like New York or L.A. or Chicago.
They're shooting
And
people
that
every
stuff-
day and going back to work the
Yeah.
next day and
There's-
getting kidnapped and getting buried alive. And they're
Oh,
back to
that's
work
not
the
how
next
it
day.
happens?
No, well,
What?
maybe. I don't know.
What?
Maybe
No.
in LA. You
I
get
got-
buried alive, you get back
Take
to
the
work.
afternoon
I got
off. We'll see
kidnapped
you
a bunch
tomorrow.
of times at the sheriff's office.
I
What are
know.
you talking about?
I got shot in the eye and then he put it right back in.
No big
Oh,
deal.
That's why you wink funny.
Man, it's bionic. The bionic guy.
Tommy Buckmaster.
Tommy Buckmaster bionic guy.
Tommy Bionic Master.
Yeah. Yeah.
hmm So what year did you leave the sheriff's office?
Okay, that would have
Roughly.
been 2016.
Okay, so you were there for, you said 10 years.
Yeah,
Roughly.
just under. Yeah,
Okay, and then you left.
because I had our son in 2014.
Okay, so he was around 2 when you left. And then Eric continued on,
Mhm.
right? And then you did what? What happened after that?
So I left and we got this brilliant idea because we'd had the alpacas. We were showing alpacas all throughout the nation. We got this brilliant idea. Why don't we build a store and use the fiber
Right.
that we shear from them, have products made from that fiber, and sell those products in the store on our property? Why not?
So go back a little bit. Tell us how
Yeah.
you got started in the alpaca thing.
So you're doing it. Well, you're showing those things while you were still working, the both of you.
Yeah.
Right,
So,
okay.
so the funny story is that Eric actually had 5 when we met. And I always remember one of our first dates because he drives me down this gravel road and I'm like, dude, you're weird. Okay.
Well, we already established that.
Was this at the same
was
place
stalking
you're
you.
currently at? Or was he at
No,
different,
this was at a different
location?
place.
Okay.
Like right around the corner from us.
So not too far away. Okay.
And
I mean, he was stalking you. Of course, he's weird.
right.
Come on.
I know. But who's
Hello.
weirder? I married him. So
Yeah, right.
I-
Well, you guys were just made for each other.
perfect.
I mean,
You know
right?
what? You
It's a
couldn't
perfect
ask for
love.
Better,
Yeah,
better
Almost
match.
15 years.
It all worked out.
Wow. 50
Yeah.
already.
Almost 15 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were at our wedding, weren't
I
you?
was.
Yeah.
And I remember the whole backstory on that one too. That was interesting.
Oh,
the
man.
preparation. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Sorry, I don't mean to open up.
So,
But yeah.
yeah, we still don't talk. Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But we go down this gravel road and he points at these things with long necks. He's like, you see those 5? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, yeah, those are mine. And I go, what are they?
My best friends.
And he's like, they're called alpacas. And I go, what's an alpaca?
Can I ride it?
Like, what do you
Is
do
it a
with
horse?
it? So he starts explaining things, and I'm like, okay. So we go. So funny thing is, he's wearing a flannel that day, like a big old red and black flannel. We go out to dinner. Mind you, I've taken time and I'm kind of cute and I'm primmed up.
Yeah.
And he takes me to PF Chang's. And we're waiting for our table. And he looks down and he looks around and he goes, I don't fit in here, do I? And I go, no, you don't. No, you really don't.
Oh.
I mean, but that kind of honesty is what like just did it for me. I needed that after everything I had been through. So yeah, he won me over with honesty. And that's where it all began, right there. The alpacas and the honesty.
You gotta like that.
Yeah.
So do you know that Eric and I are related?
So we're related?
Kind of.
Oh man.
So he can correct me if I'm wrong when you talk to him later. But I think my aunt who lives down in Southern Oregon, her father, who has since passed away, married his grandmother or vice versa, because their spouses had both passed away. So I think it was his grandfather or grandmother married my aunt's grandfather or grandmother.
Okay.
And ironically, it was funny because I found out about it, and we had already been working at the sheriff's office. And because I think he got hired maybe within a year of me, probably. And I was down visiting the relatives in Southern Oregon, Medford, Central Point area. And my aunt and my uncle, they go, "Hey, do you know this guy?" And I said, "Yeah, well, he was here visiting us because we know him because they go, really?" And I mean, I knew him. We were friendly and stuff, but we were working at different offices probably because he always worked the West End. I worked the East Side. You know,
Yeah.
it's always that
Yeah.
way. Gonna break this table. Anyway, so that was weird. And then we talked about it later, and then it was just always kind of a funny thing.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, it was just ironic.
Small world.
That's
Yeah.
why I felt a kinship to you.
There you
I
have
knew
it.
it.
There you have it.
I knew it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, funny story.
Nice.
So you guys, so going back to the thing, the five alpacas and the T.F.
So
Chang's date.
yeah. So fast forward, of course, we end up engaged. But in between the time that we end up engaged and that date, I actually started studying and researching all these things. And I'm like, holy cow, there's a business here. You can make a business with this. You can sell the animal, you can sell the breedings, you can compost the fiber, you can send the fiber off and make beautiful things. You can compost the manure, you can sell the fiber to go into gardens and stuff like that because it does compost just like
Right.
really, really beautiful manure does.
Yeah.
And you can turn them into meat because in Peru, that's very quite common for them to be meat. I'm like, there is a full circle business here. I can see this now. So when we get married, we started showing them more. And I told him, I'm like, we can't just have lawn ornaments. I'm not a lawn ornament
Is
gal.
that what he was doing before when you met him? I mean, when you first started dating?
I don't think
What was
that-
he doing with the 5 of them?
I think he had plans, but I don't think that this is where we do well together. I'm like the planner and the executor, and he's like the entrepreneurial mind. And he's got a brilliant mind, and he can watch a YouTube video and do anything in 5 seconds. He can figure it out, no problem flat. But the execution of it and the planning of how we're going to execute it is where I really come in, and that is my strong point there. So I really started, okay, well, we're going to show more often and we're going to get going on this. And then pretty soon it was, well, I want to leave the sheriff's office. And I was like, let's build that store. We need to get this done. And so my dad and him and a few friends, I think Joe Y helped out one or 2 days.
Yeah.
Aaron C helped out a couple days.
Okay.
But we got that store built and got it done. And I'm open on the weekends now. I was open 5 days a week before the year of crazy in 2020.
That's right.
Yes. But then we decided that pulling my kid from the chaos of education was the better route. And so now I homeschool and I'm open on the weekends, and people come out, they buy grain, they feed the alpacas, they shop, they can get socks and sweaters and beautiful gifts and books and alpaca jerky. So
You
yeah,
sell meat too, right?
do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which my
Hamburger?
child is mortified of. I told you that ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be. If that animal comes and aggressively comes after me, it's on a list. I'm done. I'm not messing around.
Turns it into
So
hamburger.
when you say show, what do you do? Like drive them around?
So
and,
yeah, we have a
like,
huge trailer.
trailer.
Usually our show string is anywhere from 10 to 15 animals.
Okay.
But he's gone to Grand Island, Nebraska,
Jeez.
and shows will be all over the nation. He's gone to Denver many, many times.
And it's to just win awards type
So
of thing, or
you're judged
Right.
on the conformation of the animal and the quality of the fiber. And obviously, when you start bringing home a lot more blues and championships, you're really showing the worth of your herd. A lot of times people will breed to one specific male because they're trying to show the worth of that male. And then they go and show all that offspring. And when they're bringing home lots of blues with that one male's genetics,
right.
now we can sell the breedings to that male because we've proved his worth.
Nice. Okay.
Or you close the breedings and you only sell the offspring. So there's a couple different motives there of ways to attack it. But it's strategy, and that's what my husband does well. He's very good with numbers. He's very good at strategy. It's
I'm
his
sorry. I'm just picturing the movie Best in Show. Have you seen that? Where he's out there, Eric is just
with little sticks,
walking really fast with his little number on his sport coat, and but he's got this giant alpaca next to him. Well, they're probably the same height, but it's just
actually
like
they're more like no more than 5 feet usually, 5 foot to 5'2". Yeah, they're short.
Well, because you see the long neck, you think they're tall, but I guess
So that's a llama.
point well taken. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a
Come
llama.
on, Scott.
And they're mean. They can
spit.
be mean.
Don't they spit on you?
Yeah, they aggressively go after.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they were bred to be a guard animal. So that's what they're doing.
true.
Yeah. So
Did you know that?
maybe you guys need one here at the clubhouse. It's just aggressively go after random people.
You need something to do.
We've had people
You're
poop
retired.
on our deck out there, so maybe we do.
There you go. Release the llama.
Yeah, release a llama, attack llama. That's just what we need.
You gonna chase off homeless Harry out there?
Yeah, homeless Harry pooping on our deck.
There you go.
That's right.
No, that's cool though. That's really interesting.
How many?
It's a
How many do you
good
have
balance.
now, though? How many?
We're at 60 right now.
60.
Yeah, we were at 90 BK before kid. And that was BK before
When I
kid.
hear BK, I think of Brian K. Sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh my gosh. That brings back some memories.
Oh, I bet it does.
But that was a different chapter of our lives. And we were able to leave the house a little bit more and able to do things a little bit more freely then. Now we have kid and things are different. So
yeah.
we've
Yes.
we've refined our herd down, and we have like 60 chickens and we have 4 beehives. So we are very busy. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Very, very
You
busy.
got a whole farm.
But
Yeah,
it's
you do.
good because it gives Eric and his son something to do together because they handle
Right.
the beehives.
Oh, cool.
It gives me something that keeps me calm most days
Yeah.
and is away from people because, as we know, this job can sometimes be a little stressing on the soul.
Yeah.
Doesn't want you to be around people.
And
No.
even now, like even just dealing with it through my husband, there are times when I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Like, I love you and I want to hear this story, but I am not going to listen to it right now. I got to go out and sit with my alpacas because I need some calming right now. It's just, there are times, and especially on the weekends when I'm done, like a Monday, I'm
Right.
drained. I am done with people.
Right. So what do you sell at your store?
Oh my gosh. Everything. We sell the fiber, we sell socks, insoles, fingerless gloves, headbands, hats, meat, tchotchke things, plush, a little bit of everything, literally.
Now, all the clothing stuff, is that stuff that you guys make or do you ship it off to
So
and
we
it made?
have an area that we have stuff that is 100% our fiber, and we send our fiber off to have products made, rugs, placemats, etc.
Okay.
But then others I'm able to co-op with. So I'm able to send in a portion of my fiber and then I have a buy-in into their mill. Other stuff I do wholesale because where the industry started is Peru. Peru will always have better mills because they are far ahead of us here in the
Okay.
United States.
Yeah.
So let's just be real. If I'm going to have a garment that's going to showcase well, I'm going to buy wholesale from Peru. It's just
Yeah.
the reality of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So
That's
a
good.
little bit of everything.
Nice.
It is nice. I've been in there.
Yeah.
We were in there about a year ago, I think.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
bought some meat and I think my wife bought some socks from Eric.
Probably warm.
Yeah.
They can be. I've got a pair on right now that have silver running through them, so it helps wick away the sweat.
Oh, cool.
So then you're not sweating so badly. It's kind of
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. Kind of nice on a day
Especially
like this.
Yeah, day like
Yeah.
100. Is it 100 yet?
I don't know.
No big deal.
In here, maybe.
105.
It's not that bad in here.
105 in here.
I'm not wearing any underwear,
Well, it's
so I
'cause
don't
of
know.
you. All the
Of
heat-
course
all the
you're
heat.
not.
Oh, brother. Here we go.
I heard that when we were working. A couple times.
Barking.
Yeah.
Working.
Working.
Oh, working. I thought you said
Working.
Barking.
Barking.
Oh, shit.
You said barking.
Tom, that was too loud.
I'm away. I'm
Probably gave
away.
you a thumbs down.
It's too loud, baby. It's ISMR. We're just
So, sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Too much.
Tension breaker. Hashtag kill Gerba.
Did we kill Gerba yet?
No,
Do you
he's
think
still here.
Do you think he's thinking about us on his boat right now?
I know he's thinking about us.
He can't stop thinking about us.
I know it's tough.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes. We should make little action figures of us so he can put on the boat with him.
That's right. So he can impress his girlfriend.
Yeah.
He's got a girlfriend now.
Does he really?
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's the rumor.
I told you.
Wow.
He had a girlfriend.
There
We
he
saw
is.
him at
Good
the.
for
We saw him
him.
at the
That's what he said, right? Was
Cowboy Bar or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, at Bushwhackers.
Bushwhackers.
Oh
He's
man,
such a good guy.
he
He is a good guy. He's a great guy.
He is.
I like Gerba.
But
He's the
angry.
one that 2 weeks after I came back after my cousin committed suicide and I got the first suicide call, he stepped up and said, please don't send her. I'll take primary. And I was like, oh my gosh, I respect you for life now.
Yeah. The thing about Gerba is he gets frustrated with sometimes with people in general, and I get that. I mean, early on he had some things that happened, and I don't think that some of the stuff was handled properly for him. That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
But I think what happens is he learned from that, and he is a guy that will, even though he doesn't like to do certain things, he knows other people are suffering, so he will actually go out of his way for them.
To help him.
He will call you if you're down. He will text you. He will do something for you. So he's a very good guy in that regard. He
hides it well.
He does hide his frustrations well, unless you know him, and then he'll be like,
no.
You know, like
he hides his sensitive side well. Is what I'm saying.
It's like, get a hobby. Right?
Yeah, get a hobby.
That's his favorite thing.
This isn't a police matter,
parking,
man.
It's not a police matter. I understand you called.
Yeah. Why'd you call?
What the hell did you call? That's literally like what he does sometimes.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit nicer, but.
Yeah.
So looking back on your career and either planning or if someone wants to get into that job, what advice would you give them? Either financially or getting emotionally ready or these types of things.
So I've thought a lot about this because I've heard you ask this question.
Yeah, so is it.
Yes.
And I love this question because it gives you kind of the freedom to go from your experience.
Yeah.
Number one, people have always said, get started in like deferred comp or something like that. I would go a step further and say diversify. Make sure you're not just in one area. Maybe you buy precious metals. Maybe you go into investments. Whatever it is, diversify. Spread it out. But I would even take this a step further and go from more of the relationship aspect, because this is not a job that is just going to affect you. This is a job that's going to affect you, your significant other, your kids, your parents, and everybody around you. And you are going to change through this. There's no doubt in that. You're going to go through some changes. You're going to see some things that affect you. You're going to experience some things that affect you. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, whatever that is. Right. But with that, make sure that if you're in a marriage already, that person is prepared to go through that with you, and not just for a short term, because I think a lot of spouses, at least what I heard a lot specifically over from this side of the county, I heard a lot of, oh my God, I can't believe he's working overtime again. Well, guess what? It's part of the job.
Yeah.
He's probably thinking the same thing. I can't believe I've gotten mandatory overtime again, or whatever. Or I can't believe he's working my birthday again. What?
Yeah, he's got to work Christmas.
Get over it.
He's working graveyard.
It's the same thing for him. He's thinking that just as much.
He's not answering the calls.
Either, the text messages, etc. So I think with that, just make sure that whoever's going in that life with you, that they're in it for the long haul. But if you go into this single like I did, which I personally think is probably the better option.
She's not saying leave your spouse.
Don't leave your spouse, but I'm just saying, like the first,
unless you want to,
probably year, if not 2 years, you really need. It's all you, and it's all in.
Yeah.
Like it is just
date a lot.
Just date everybody.
Yeah, just play the field, baby.
Hashtag Gerba.
Hashtag Gerba. Play the field, baby.
But know that when you do go on that date and you do say, "Hey, this is what I do for a living," like you need to be prepared for whatever comes next. And some people don't respect this career. And
it's not like it's on
it's
TV.
not, it's not like it used to be when I was in it.
Right. No, it's
It's
very
a completely different because my husband's patrol car now with the agency he's at now is parked at home. So on the weekends, I get people sometimes that come in and say, "What's with the patrol car?" And I've always been very forward with it. That's what my husband does. Like, you got a problem with that? Let's go.
You want to fight?
Yeah.
You want to fight me, bitch?
I mean,
Wanna fight?
we've
Fight me.
dealt with everything out there. So
Oh, I'm sure.
it's just crazy. I had somebody overdose out there and like right there in the parking lot. So it's like it just never ceases to amaze me what comes
That's
next.
awesome.
Come and get some socks and overdose on the way out there.
No big deal. It just never ceases to amaze me. So I'm just very forward and very open about it because there's nothing to be hidden about. So, and I think that if people are like that and understand, you know, hey, I'm going into this career and I just need you to understand as we're dating right now, this is what I'm doing. And I, you know, if you're in it and you're ready for this, great. There's going to be some really hard times. If you're not, I'm sorry, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So expanding on that just a touch, because you have that experience, you were both in law enforcement and you met in law enforcement. Because a lot of people, you know, they say, where do people meet these days? Well, either, you know, work, Tinder, whatever these things are, right? These newfangled apps. But you guys met at work, and this is obviously not a normal job, right?
No.
What is your experience? Obviously, you had a good experience, right? But what would you say were the good and the bad with marrying another cop?
You have to be really flexible.
Right.
Really flexible.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things, and this is part of what led up to me leaving, a portion of it was I would go to work, something would happen, politics, whatever. I would come home frustrated, talk to my husband, as we all should do, open communication. He would get mad. He'd go to work, be mad about what happened to me, talk to somebody there. He'd be mad when he came home, and now he's venting to me about what happened, and now I'm going to work mad. So it was this vicious circle.
Big old cycle.
And I saw this, and I'm like, this is not good. Like, we are crabbing at each other, but we're on the same side of this.
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense.
So you're arguing over the same thing about what's happening to you guys.
Yes. So I think you have to be really flexible and understanding. The other portion of this is I always remember I had handled a major call. There was a lot of people there. And I came home and I was really processing that call still. And I hadn't processed it all the way. He was so good at saying, hey, do you want to talk about this? And I looked at him and I go, I'm not ready yet. Like, I haven't even figured this out in my head. And he goes, okay, I'm here when you're ready. And I was like, awesome. Like, he was so good at just being standoffish. Okay, I'm here when you're ready. But there has to be that balance. You have to understand that sometimes you just can't talk about it right now. Yeah, you might have been involved in a shooting or whatever it was, but you're not ready. And because you're still trying to put the pieces in and fill some of the blanks in. So flexibility. You have to be. You have to be flexible. You have to be understanding. But, you know, something I talked about in the other podcast was I am writing a book. I am working on a book with the experience that I had recently, but it's more from the wife's perspective because that's a different perspective than being in it firsthand and learning to shut the fuck up. Because we prod so much. We as women have to know all the details. We have to, oh my gosh, so, and then what? And then what happened? And then this, and then that.
Did you women hear that? We didn't say it. I didn't say it, honey. Shit. Wasn't me.
But truly, we have to
Hashtag.
learn to take that step back. And we as women specifically have to learn to shut up and quit prodding so much.
Sounds like a new hashtag.
They're not ready to talk sometimes.
Hashtag shut the fuck up.
There you go. I love it. I love it. Maybe that's the title of my book.
That could be hashtag shut the fuck up.
I
That's a
like
good
it.
title.
I like it.
It is a good one.
It is.
Well, I agree because, like, and I think we were talking with your Jerry, or somebody else on one of the other podcasts. It's like and then from the male perspective, you go home to your wife, and it could be the opposite way. Maybe the male is not a cop and the wife is, but you go home and you don't want to tell them everything because some of it is so negative.
Yeah.
Right. You go home and it's so negative.
And you want to keep
tell
it.
them a little bit, but like you don't want to tell them the whole thing because you don't want to burden them with that.
Yeah. You don't want them to have that.
I would do that. I
did
would
do
not
that.
tell them everything.
I did tell them everything.
So I grew up differently, though.
Yeah.
My dad would come home and it was like story time by dad.
Right.
And he would talk about what happened that day. And we've formatted our household very much like that.
So he
and
would
so we're
tell
very
even some of the gruesome details.
Oh yeah. He was very
That's
like,
interesting.
hey, this happened. Just matter of fact.
See, people wouldn't think that's healthy, but it actually is.
I think it was very healthy. And it gave me a perspective that now looking back, I didn't realize I had at the time, but I did.
Yeah.
And it grew me up. It made me see what was going on in this world.
Yeah.
But we very much format, our house in the very same way. And it's dinner time and we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about what Eric did that day. And he might talk in phonetics for a moment and kind of be like, oh yeah, it was a bang, bang. Okay.
A bang, bang.
Yeah. And he'll kind of do the gesture and I'll go, okay, yeah, got it. And William sees it, but
Right.
It's understanding some of the components of dad's job and putting that into perspective. And last week was a great example. He was late. He was late because he was on a couple major calls. And William was really bummed because we didn't get to do what was promised we were going to do. And I turned to him and I said, you know what? Dad's on a crash right now. And the lady stepped out of the car and literally fell down right then and there by herself. Nobody was there. She just fell down and we don't know if she's alive. And William looks at me and he goes, I'm really glad Dad is there because Dad will make sure that she's taken care of. And I go, yeah.
That's
and
good.
so he gets it. He gets some of this.
That's
and
good.
I think some of that too is really important. You have to have a lot of open communication, but it has to be on everybody's time.
Yeah.
When they're ready to talk about things.
Right. And I think it'll be cool. 10? Is he 10 now?
11.
11. Okay.
Almost 12.
Was it probably 14 or 16 when they can do ride-alongs? I don't know what the policy is, but I know that when my daughter was, I think she was 16.
I think it's
she went
14
on
for family.
We waited till she was 16. She was in high school, I think. And we'd tell stories and stuff. And some of the stuff, I kind of told her some funny stuff and some other things. And then she went on a ride-along and she's like, oh. And she's like, there's a lot of stuff going on in here. I go, yeah. She goes, that's why you're so like kind of up here when you come home. I go, yeah, that's why. I go, and she just kind of laughed. She knew, and she's kind of a smart aleck like me. And so I don't know where she got it, right? But
I have no idea.
So but it was funny when the light kind of clicked. She's like, oh, this is, and she liked it. I think she liked it. And it was
That's good.
Eye-opening for her.
Yeah.
So
I remember going on a ride along with my dad and there was a shoplifter at the Albertsons, which is now the precinct for City of Hillsborough. Used to be Albertsons many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he was fighting the officer. And so my dad rolls code 3 and I'm in the passenger car. And all of a sudden he rolls out, grabs the guy and throws him on the hood of the car.
Oh, no.
And the guy's face is right here. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, I'm 16 years old and I'm going to date soon. No desire right now. None whatsoever.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, I think we're running out of time here.
Yeah.
So why don't you plug your business? Tell us about where we can find you.
Oh my gosh. So Stoneberg Alpacas, you can look us up and find us on Google. We're usually the first place to pop up, but we are at 28700 Southwest Farmington Road in Hillsborough. We are open 10 to 4 Saturdays and Sundays. You can find me on Instagram. I keep my monthly schedule pinned to the top of the profile so that you know when I'm opening late or closing early if that happens. But yeah, come on out, feed some alpacas, have some fun, buy some meat before you leave.
And who do you partner with?
Oh,
Bam.
tall fur coffee.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even mention tall for coffee
That's right.
today.
We have our
Tall fur
signature
coffee.
blend.
Save all the good stuff for last.
I know.
Absolutely.
Stoneberg alpacas and
Best
tall
coffee
fur.
ever.
That's right.
Yes. Tall for coffee. Well,
Thank you, Leanne, for coming. We appreciate it.
yeah, thanks,
Ew.
Leanne. Thanks
Good
for
chat,
everything.
good conversation.
And
Thomas,
you know where to catch us, right? Every Tuesday we come out, we drop.
smash it.
Every Tuesday, smash a like, smash it all. All right. We'll see you next week. Catch
Bye,
you 2 and
everybody.
2. Peace.